through here. And you can see a train off to our left, just through the trees there. That's the train you will ride along. And they'll give you a tour through there. And once you do get on the train, it takes about an hour and 45 minutes or so for the entire tour. And once that tour gets up top, you'll do a whole bunch of stuff, including panning for your own gold. Looks like young Colleen's out here to greet us this afternoon. And as I said, once you...
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Nice to see you here. Nice to see the rain stopped.
Yes.
We needed it for actually, we had getting pretty dry there for the forest fires in the neck of the woods, so we're glad that came through. And all the moose like the rain too. So. Do we have anybody on board that's not from the United States, so I can find out where you're from and welcome you? Do we have anybody from Fairbanks with friends visiting? Aha!
Boy, that man went up.
So listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar, as she flies along the woodlands to the hills in by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo call, as she wanders through the jungle on a walrus cannonball. I want you to look at your watches because I'm going to try and sneak another one, but I have to get a couple safety things and let you know we're going to be gone about an hour and 40 minutes. Get out of here, Speeder. State bird, something else, aren't they? We're going to take the train for a 20-minute ride, show you some history of the property, and we're going to end up at the modern part of this Eldorado gold mine. We're going to be greeted there by Jan and Dexter. Now take a glance through that newspaper we gave you. And when you're done, fold it up and put it in your pocket, because I don't want to leave it on the train. I want you to take it home with you. But yeah? Wow, I wish I had you guys this evening. Where are you guys going? Oh no, how about tomorrow? Who's going to Denali Park tomorrow? Who's been there? Oh. You guys there last night? Yes. Day before? Day before. I was there the day before too. You guys probably were at the McKinley, weren't you? Because I played at the Summit, in the dinner room for the Denali Princess Hotel. I had my steel guitar and banjo there. I don't know what side you. I was ducking tomatoes. I didn't see too many things. Came from Hawaii to Alaska, worked for Don Moe for 12 years. The strength in these shafts is the permafrost. Hardly any shoring or timbers are needed at all. But take a look at this shaft, you see even a bit of a lip here. Look how the lip's built up. They do that, and then they cover it up with logs, moss, and grass once they're done and leave it that way for the summer and take the big stockpile of material and separate it. That's Andrew and Matt. Thanks, guys. Good afternoon. I like the here. Have a lot of fun. We got sunglasses off. I want you to take them off when we go in the tunnel here because it'll be dark when we get inside. And once we get stopped, I'll bring a light up, and Jeff is going to be on your right. He'll say good afternoon to you, and I want you to do me a favor. We'll just give him a big hello in return, okay? It's very comfortable, nice fresh air because all the segments have been treated. And because of that treatment, we like to keep it on there, so don't reach out and touch the segments.
Earl has already mentioned to you, those miners spent the long, cold Alaska winters digging. They would begin by digging shafts straight downward until they hit bedrock.
The creek winds around to your left here, and there's a miner's cabin as well. We are cabin, that's why he's standing there, so you can look how smart he is. He got that thing built right inside the mountains. You know they do that a lot? They're easier to keep them warm this way during the cold winter temperatures. Little wood stove inside, and the material on the roof, that's moss, logs, and grass. And we got all that from the surrounding area. And he's walking carefully over there because it's slippery. He's got a bucket of some material he got from the creek. He's putting in the top of our portable piece of mining equipment. That's called a rocker box because it rocks side to side once we add water to it. Inside they have ribs. The mining term for the ribs are ripples, working on the fact that, remember me mentioning, gold is 19.5 times heavier than water. It works this way. Screen catches large rocks down, then a good-sized piece of gold. Everything travels through the screen down, tumbles down over top of those wood ripples, and the gold gets trapped because of its weight. Looks like that's what he's going to do for us now. Got two nice big flat stones he's standing on there so you don't get wet. He's actually washing out any good-sized rocks in the water in the pan. Remember, you'll see some good panning demonstrations just before we go to the panning area with you, Kanye, and Dexter, when we get the modern part of the Eldorado.
As I was saying, at the bottom of these shafts, we have a lower part. Just like the guys are pushing on in the tunnel. So then lower one of these rough buckets down, then load the ore car in the bucket, where we push it back up. We're on these cables here up to that pole, called the gym pole. There it would catch and dump, come spooling back down, and crash into these logs here. As you can imagine, these piles got pretty big, so the miners were able to move the poles around as they needed more room. Extracting the gold from these piles required a great deal of water. So the miners' summer work would begin by trenching for miles the tops of these high ridges. The trenches would serve to collect and channel millions of waters a gallon downhill to these hydraulic water cannons. These cannons were used to blast the piles clean and wash all the gold out. Behind me here is the boiler I was referring to. And as you can see, it's fueled by wood. In fact, it is an entire cord of wood a day. Whole hillsides would be cleared to keep this beast fed.
Now, get your cameras ready too, I see you are. Our season, and water's going to be coming down now. Let me let you know our season is 5.5 months long. It is 7 days a week. 14-hour days. It is constantly processed. To identify the thing. It's watching action all summer long. I'll get out of here before I go swimming.
I'll say when. Okay, you tell me when.
We've got 2 boilers going here just to keep the panning area water warm. When we leave here, we go out through the tunnel on my left. We are going to give everybody that wants a little bag called a poke sack of concentrate carefully blended from the sluice. Poke sack and hand carry onto the panning area. We'll be out of the weather then. Pick a spot by any of the many pans. Set aside that little film container we've recycled into a gold container. You're going to need that before we're through. You can sit down to pan for gold. It took me a little over 20 years to figure that out. The more comfortable you are, no matter what you're doing, the better your chance of success. So once you get settled in, dump that entire poke sack and concentrate into the gold pan. Toss that bag aside. You're all through with it. We use the bags over again. Fill the pan right to the brim with water and start to swirl it around. You'll hear the grinding sound. Your first clue that everything is going just right. Keep swirling. There you are. Standing for gold in Alaska. Looks like some kind of Rocky Mud soup, doesn't it? That's what it should look like. The soupier the better. Gold so heavy like a man in quicksand. And all this soupy slurry mixed with gold goes to the little water in the pan, flatten everything there. You'll see the bigger stones. Here's the very end. I look for signs of some of the other heavy minerals. Maybe you're looking for something special for somebody back home. These rocks came out right next to your gold. At the very end, we change our technique so we don't risk losing the gold. Position the last bit of concentrate on one side, half cup of water on the other. Imagine the water were just a marble. Roll the water around the base. Tip the pan to control it. Let the water wash the dirt off the gold. If you have any gold, it's down underneath the dirt. Right away, somebody's going to probably want to know the dollar value of all this gold. Her name is Yukon. You get all the gold into one pan. To be sure what it's worth, rather than guess, we'll weigh it. Then, after she gets it all together, she'll let you take pictures of it. She's pretty good at that.
Gotta weigh it. When Dexter talks about, we got a question on the weight of this down here. We're going to combine all the pans and get it weighed inside of it.
We're panning for gold. Have you hit out? Have you got gold yet?
I don't know. I don't think I got any big nuggets, though. It's hard to let them go here.
Gold. Here. This is my gold she's unloading.
Wow. You hit a jackpot. $15.80 worth, ma'am.
It's gonna make earrings. My new earrings.
Have the option of getting the 14-karat gold filled or the solid.
Didn't want to run into her front yard. So we said, well.
On your right-hand side, here's an old shop that dates back to 1925. It's been filled. Coach Commander's up here. Everybody have a good evening, and thanks for coming out to the Eldorado Gold Mine today. All right.
For the limbs and the kid.